Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me today for our live tarot session on July 11th, 2024. It's great to see you all. Shout out to Banner216. Shout out to Nikosmas, Dorian Price. Good to see you. Good to see you, Beatnik Bulba. Thank you all for tuning in. Today is a beautiful day. So, when I was thinking about today and I was meditating and I was looking at what I was going to title this particular reading, I drew the art card, which is such a beautiful and profound image. It's really the combination of two polar opposites to create that alchemical other, the coming together, the creation of that divine androgyne, right? And it's the coming together of two intense forces. Just beautiful stuff. You have that Sagittarius, the archer, that Artemis energy coming together into with that masculine energy. And you have this birth, right? The art is just it's such profound energy. And it really is the combination of so much of this entire work that we're engaged in, right? It is the culmination of the Lover's card. It's the fulfillment of the dream. It's those moments of total pure creation. It's what we are here for. And I wanted to read you guys one of my favorite poems ever by Madison Kawine. It's called Beauty and Art. It goes like this. The gods are dead, but still for me live on in wildwood, brook and tree. Each myth, each old divinity. For me still laughs among the rocks, the naiad and the dryad's locks, drop perfume on the wildflower flocks. The satyr's hoof still prints the loam, and whiter than the wind-blown foam, the o-reed haunts her mountain home. To him whose mind is fain to dwell, with loveliness no time can quell, all things are real, imperishable. To him whatever facts may say, who sees the soul beneath the clay, is proof of a diviner day. The very stars and flowers preach a gospel as old as God and teach philosophy a child may reach, that cannot die, that shall not cease, that lives through idealities of beauty, even as Rome and Greece, that lifts the soul above the clod and working out some period of art is part and proof of God. Right? Real beauty, real spirituality, real art is found in the natural world. The real divinity is in perceiving the beauty in nature herself. And even though these things may be dead to our modern world and we no longer look for them, they can be perceived and found for those who wish to perceive them. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you can perceive what you wish to see. You know, it's all about how you approach creation. Right? We need to see beauty in nature. We need to regard nature as alive. We need to see the world around us as connected to us, as not separate, as something worth honoring and respecting. We need to recognize the multiplicity in the other. Recognize the worth and sacredness of the other. You know, it's such incredible energy. And when you can manifest that and you can come together in those ways, that's when true profound creation happens. That's when real art is created. True art, transformative art, right? Art that is born of nature. And that's what we're all after, you know? And this is beautiful energy right now. When I look at the astrology, right, we are still in this moment of this Cancer sun, which is all about that family, the emotions, protecting ourselves, going to those deep places. We also have the moon in Virgo, right? This is that divine virgin, that young, youthful, feminine energy that's deeply connected to the earth of the earth, right? With the moon in Virgo, we can really be in our bodies and we can really perceive the nature from that analytical perspective, you know? And we can figure out personally what we need to do in order to create art, how to move in flow, how to be in that beauty, how to perceive, Now is the time when you have that opportunity to really create beautiful art, to really perceive the other in the world around you. So go out and be in it, connect to the world around you, and create. With that in mind, I'm going to hop over to the sortes, and I wanted to bring quite the tome here. So this is Ontological Graffiti by Michael Bertio. Michael Bertio is a really interesting modern occultist and someone I really admire in terms of their art. You know, they engage in the creation of magical spirit windows, right? Art creation as a means of connecting to different realities and different beings, you know? And it's just something that deeply resonated with me. And like, look at some of this incredible art. Just magical, transformative, beautiful stuff. So for our first sortes today, we're going to go to Ontological Graffiti. All right. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination via literature. It comes out of the Greco-Roman tradition, and we ask those goddesses, the muses, to guide our hand, to inspire us, and to send us a message from the muses. So muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Ontological Graffiti? How do we best move and flow? What can we share today? Right. Wow. It says, for the white magician, the discovery of the kingdom of ectoplasm and the phenomena of mediumship can only begin with the entering of the consciousness of essences and substances. For the white magician, the discovery of the kingdom of ectoplasm and the phenomenon of mediumship can only begin with consciousness of essences and substances. And then we have this amazing painting. You know, Michael Bertio is pretty cryptic in a lot of what he talks about, but I think the point that we're trying to get there is that in order to be engaged in that spiritual mediumship, to connect to divinity, you have to be able to engage, right, with the essence, with the reality. You have to be able to perceive nature and see the beauty in nature. You have to be able to look, you know? There's something that happens when you can open yourself up and be in that receptive flow. Beautiful. All right. We're now going to go to Craig Williams, Entering the Desert. Craig Williams is an amazing writer, a philosopher, magician, Ayurvedic doctor, martial artist. Highly recommend their work. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Craig Williams? All right. The separation of the individual from a corporeal relationship with the soul is mirrored in the separation of the individual from nature. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Just like we are separated from the soul internally, are we separated from nature? And to find that inner soul is to perceive nature, is to perceive the other, right? Is to be in that flow, to be able to see that divinity in the natural world and to recognize it as beautiful, as something to be protected and engaged with, right? That's true magic right there. If you really want to know the self, you also have to know the natural world, because these are two sides of the same coin. Wow, beautiful. Okay, we're now going to hop to Euripides, 10 plays. Euripides is one of the great Greek playwrights. And this is an amazing collection. It contains things like Alcestis, Medea, Hippolytus, Iphigenia, lots of classics. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Euripides? Okay. All right. But what was the reason for killing her husband. Let mother's affairs be. It is not seemly for you to hear. Wow. Sometimes knowledge is a curse, right? Sometimes knowledge can reveal things that you are not prepared for. And knowledge is painful, right? Some things are best left unasked. And often within the magical traditions, people are in this quest to pursuit of knowledge. What does that mean to really engage with knowledge? It means that you have to perceive the world as it is. You have to face reality. You no longer can look through the safety of the cage, right? The cage provides a lot of structure. People want to be in that cave perceiving the illusion rather than seeing things as they are, because to see them as they are is to confront so much negativity, right? So much pain and suffering. The world is absurd and it's cruel, and it has to be faced. It has to be faced. If you cannot learn to face reality and you're in this position of trying to force your will upon reality, you will just destroy the self. All right, we're going to talk to the Jaguar and the Priest, an ethnography of Setzel souls. All right. The interruption of that dialogue, which had been opened in such unfavorable circumstances, and converted in fact into the classic European Christian monologue that monopolizes language, was always a perfectly logical possibility, given that the Zetzel way of conceiving the word, as word form a part of the things of the world and of its vast network of commercial exchange. They can just as easily be put into circulation as they can be withdrawn from it. Wow. The interruption of that dialogue, which had been opened in such unfavorable circumstances and converted in fact into the classic European Christian monologue that monopolizes language, was always a perfectly logical possibility, given the Zetzel way of conceiving the word. And what this is about how often these manipulative ideologies that can transform one's perception, it's based in what we already know. There's no firewall on the mind. And so much about magic is about trying to change your mind and change your opinion and affect your flow. Wow. Interesting to think on. All right, we're now going to hop to the name of the rose. Okay. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from the name of the rose? Okay. I burst shamefully into sobs and fled to my cell, where all through the night I chewed my palate and moaned helplessly. For I was not even allowed, as I did in the romances of chivalry I had read with my companions at Melk, to lament and call out the beloved's name. This was the only earthly love of my life, and I could not then or ever after call that love by name. Wow. This is a really profound image. This was the only earthly love of my life, and I could not then, or even or ever after, call that love by my name. By a name. Why couldn't they call their love by name? Because they were a monk, right? By being stuck in that mental prison, those things that prevent you from loving, that can prevent you from connecting with the natural world, that prevent you from moving in righteous flow. Don't misunderstand things with a lot of this magic and a lot of this will stuff, okay? Yeah, perception can change reality, and you can learn to try to affect the world. But at the same time, you have to move and flow and adapt to the world. It's a give and exchange. If you cannot move in balance, then you will be destroyed by it. And if you try to assert your greed and will upon a world that does not wish for it, you will receive extraordinary resistance. Yeah, perception is a violent act. It's Saturnian magic. It means to cut, right? It means to hold the world in a place within time. But what does that truly do? Are you really asserting your will upon the world? You have to learn to adapt and change and flow. Find the muse and follow after her. Find your true will. What are you meant to do? What are you meant to evolve into? We all have a path that is meant to go. And it is about balance, a give and take. It's love and the will together, right? We're now going to go to Hore by Gabriel Macari. Okay, muses. What is the message from Hore? Here we go. The tree collapses on its axis in an inward circular motion, hence the displacement and amalgamation of certain Sephira and Cliffa. Wow. The tree collapses on its axis in an inward circular motion. The universe is a spiral, right? Merged in this way, they become something altogether different, right? When the tree collapses in a spiral and merges into that yin and yang, when you get the balancing of the dualistic sides coming together, the black and the white, you produce that divine androgyne. Fani's, which can move between the poles, can enact their will or move and flow, right? Beautiful. All right. We are going to now go to, for our last soul chase here, book 4. Aleister Crowley. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Crowley? Inspire us. Man can only attract and employ the forces for which he is really fitted. Right? Man can only attract and employ the forces for which he is really fitted. This is it plain, right? You can only manifest what is potentially there for you in the real world, right? You know, people talk about asserting their will upon reality and producing things. You know, you still have to work within the real world. If you wish for something and then do nothing to make that wish come true, then it will not come true, right? Part of magic is planning, putting things into motion, you know, but you have to also go in the motion to manifest it. And it has to be something that is capable of happening, you know? Wow. Interesting things to think of. Lots today. All right. We're now going to go to the Ganapati Oracle and ask Lord Ganesha to inspire us. All right, Ganesha, what is the message today? Clear your energy. Clear your energy, right? Learn to relax and let things move through you. Let negativity go. Be in that balance of flow. That is always the key. Thanks, Ganesha. That's a beautiful message. All right. We are now going to do our proper tarot reading. And as always, we go to our Thoth Tarot by Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we're going to do the Saturn Square, where we invoke that power of Saturn. We dissect our life, divide it upon the plates. We look at the interconnections and we ask, how do we best move and flow? How do we manifest our true will? How do we best evolve out of the situation? Right? What lessons are we intended to learn? And as always, the center card is the most important. All right. Prince of Discs. Haunted by the Prince of Discs I am. Right? This is that young, masculine energy, that outgoing energy. This is that energy of someone who is trying to build a foundation for themselves, who's going out into the world trying to assert their will upon reality, trying to manifest their tower. But they're showing up in a very immature energy, in an energy that says, I want it now, right? Lots of lessons need to be learned for the prince to manifest his tower. Where's this going? Yeah. What is the prince manifesting? Strife, right? What I'm seeing here with the prince is that as they're trying to manifest and build in this reality, there's conflict, right? They're trying to move beyond the stability of the four to pursue that will, to pursue that passion, but they're being met with resistance, right? Where's this going? What is that resistance? Why are we being met with resistance? We saw this just yesterday. This is very much deja vu energy again, right? The young man needs to change the perspective. They are fighting for the wrong reasons. They're thinking about this in the wrong way. There is some lesson that needs to be engaged with. This is something that just keeps coming back up, right? Cyclically in these last few days, because we're not learning this lesson. We keep engaging in this fighting. We are not seeing the new perspective. Let's see where this is going. Wow. Connected to that prince, though, manifesting the wealth, completing that tower, bringing in profundity, growth, children, success, right? Not just material wealth in that sense, but profound wealth in the Plutus sense, right? Connected to that prince. It's interesting. See where this is going. So that prince is engaged in this energy of trying to manifest that tower, bring in that wealth, build what they need. But there's a belief that this is a futile effort, right? That they cannot expand beyond where they are. You know, what we see with the 7 is that you're moving from that balanced reason of the 6, where you're seeing things clearly, and now you're starting to react in a way that is less reasonable. You're now overthinking. You're now being hypercritical, preventing yourself from action, right? This futility is in the mind, right? This wealth is manifesting. Wow. And the key to overcoming this futility, manifesting this wealth, is embracing new relationships. This is beautiful, right? So what we're seeing here is that there needs to be a shift. There's supposed to be a new direction, new beginnings, a new way of engaging, right? New relationships here with the Ace of Cups, new perspectives with the Ace of Swords. And how do we manifest this? How do we get to this point where we can see things in a better light so that we are not engaging in this strife, so that we're not engaging in futility? All right, let's continue. Wow. Connected to that priest energy is the energy of the high priestess, right? How does the prince manifest that wealth? How do they grow? How do they do what they're trying to achieve? By embodying the priestess. It's an interesting energy, right? This lunar energy. And with the moon in Virgo right now, this is perfect, practical, grounded energy, you know? This is the perfect time for that prince to go out, to connect with the moon and to try and figure out how to build. You know, the Virgo is all about the earth, the earthiness of earth, you know, connecting to that physical reality, learning how to listen to nature, perceive the signs. The priestess is the one who has that intuitive power, who can connect to their inner self, who can connect to flow, who can divine the stars. So what I see is that the prince needs to move away from so much practical energy and learn to look to that lunar side, to their intuition, right? To that divine feminine. Where's this going? Oh my gosh, forever haunted, forever haunted. The issue is still the same. The issue is still the same. And it is this energy of greedy people around you, right? This energy of people demanding attention and wanting love, wanting flow, wanting you. But you are not able to give, right? Like, if you look at the card, I've said this so many times on this stream of late, but you see the four cups that flow into each other in shared reciprocal flow, you know? That is how the cups need to work. Love cannot just be given, it must also be received, you know? But what we see here is we have flow only between four, and then we have four cups that are empty. They have nothing to give, but they want. You know? It's intense energy to handle. How do we expand and connect with people? How do we engage with people who are hurt, who are looking for love and need attention and demand from us? You know? How do we protect ourselves in these situations without hurting them? You know? It requires so much balance. And the key to this balancing and understanding this energy and learning to be okay with it is this priestess, right? The priestess is that intuitive energy. She can understand where people are coming from. She can connect to them in a very deep emotional way. Wow. Now we have our art card. Beautiful that this shows up. This was the defining card for the day, you know? This was the card that I drew that inspired the title for the reading. And that art is always about this loving co-creation, right? You see the divine androgyne in the center here, the black and white coming together. You see the lion and the vulture, the eagle, co-creating in the cup. This is the culmination of the lover's card, right? This is the coming together of forms and creation of something new. So the key here to overcoming this indolence energy is to create something new, is to move into this new perspective, these new relationships, to embrace that divine feminine. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. You know, even though we have so much negativity here, we do still have this incredible, beautiful energy of creation and of moving towards manifesting and building that wealth. That's where we're going. That's where our direction is. So before I flip my camera, I would just ask you all, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. The likes really do help and boost the algorithm. And it's a little blessing and good karma. And if you are interested in a private reading, send me an email, snappyddts@gmail.com, or you can message me on the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Lady Snappy. All right, so let's tilt our camera here and take a look. Okay, so, all right. We'll start on this side. Yeah, this strife, this conflict, this engaging with people in a negative way is keeping this indolence energy around and is leading to this belief in futility, right? This is all connected energy here. So it's like if you're engaging with negative people, if you're engaging in combat with these people, you know, of course you're going to think it's futile, that you'll never get out of these fights, that you'll never change minds. You're showing up in a strife way, right? And of course this energy is never going to balance itself out if you keep fighting, you know? So the key here is we have to let this strife go. Why are we engaging this energy? Why are we letting our thoughts cloud our judgment and prevent action? Interesting, intense energy. Yeah. When we go now to the middle, right? The prince is trying to manifest that wealth. This is what they're trying to do, right? And they're showing up in this building capacity, even if they are showing up immature. But it's not enough to be in this building capacity. The issue that this prince is having, that this prince needs to engage with, is the moon. They need to connect to that deep feminine side. They need to look internally and understand, why are they preventing themselves from manifesting this? You know, because even though they're showing up trying to build the tower, they're not showing up mature. So there's a reason why. right? There's something that's preventing a full commitment, a full growth, a full transformation, right? We're seeing all this lingering negative energy, this strife, this conflict. This has been with us for a few days now, this energy coming around, right? We want to move from this side to this side where we see all this new positive change coming in, right? When we hop over to the far side here, right? Change in perspective, new loving relationships, and it results in artistic co-creation, right? Love and its manifestations. Just beautiful, profound energy. And the key to this is letting these people go, letting these unfulfilling relationships go. Stop worrying about them, stop engaging them, stop caring about them, stop fighting for certainly, stop engaging. And let this overthinking come to an end. Why are you concerning yourselves with this anymore? This energy is played out. It's done. It's run its course. It's only sticking around because we keep engaging it in strife, right? The key here is to, where are these new energies coming in? Where's this new love directing you? You have a new place to go. Go in that direction. Trust your reason, see things for as they are. And use the sword to cut out the bull and to move in proper flow. When you can embrace these two energies, that's when that beautiful co-creation is going to come, that new art, right? Amazing. Now let's go to the cross. Our first cross. Yeah. The key to overcoming this indolence of relationship energy is to move and flow with this new loving relationship energy, right? Let these people go. This energy needs to be, it's not flowing, right? It's not reciprocal. There's new love that will be, new relationships that will be, new opportunities that are presenting themselves. The prince needs to move in this direction, right? And when we look at the art, what is holding the prince back from fully co-creating in this art? Futility. The belief that they can't do it, right? Overthinking, not moving in reasoned flow, right? The 7 is too much. You want to be in that flow of the 6, right? Yeah. So this is all about embracing new, taking the steps necessary, connecting to that divine feminine, to the moon, to your intuition, right? Looking to new relationships, new love, trying to see things in a new light from a new perspective, and looking for this co-creation, loving co-creation, right? The coming together of opposites. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's the reading, everyone. Very intense energy. We're still dealing with this futility, this strife, and this indolence. But we have all this new love, new perspective and art coming in. We just need to be embodying this priestess. Okay. Wow. I hope that all resonated with you. Really, really thought this was a powerful reading. We're going to do one final sortaste to end the evening. We're going to hop back over to Hore by Gabriel Macari. All right. Muses, what is the message? Inspire us. Okay. After all, one of his known totemic identities is the peacock. Its feathers providing quills for the poet, who is verily the seraph of death, distilling light through the quartz of return and painting the world in a myriad of colors. Wow. After all, one of his known totemic identities is the peacock. Its feathers providing quills for the poet, who is verily the seraph of death, distilling light through the quartz of return and painting a world of myriad colors. This immediately makes me think of the Druze and the peacock spirit. It also makes me think of the Lady Babylon card, Lust card. Let me see if I can find it here. Because in the Lady Babylon card, we have that profound image of the peacock. And that peacock is that Luciferian energy, that revealing energy, the rainbow, right? The coming together of so much profound beauty into a single thing, right? Here in the lust card, what is she drawing down but the peacock, right? Surrounded by snakes, the masculine and the feminine embodied in the star. Wow, beautiful energy. Look to the beauty, look to the rainbow, look to the magic of nature, right? The power of 7, right? 3 and 4, the Empress and the Emperor combined creates the divine androgyne. Beautiful. All right, everyone. I hope this resonated with you. I hope it was very helpful. And much love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.